Chat. What's chatting? Hi guys, I'm back. I had a cold open for this video, but I decided not to open with that. Hopefully y'all can hear me well. I don't want to hold this microphone, so I have it pointed. It's right here, pointing up at me. Um, from what I see, the audio is picking up pretty well, and it's not clipping or peaking, so we're good with that. Actually, hold on one second. Okay, so I'm recording both on both devices. Um, hey guys, it's been a week. This has been one of the busiest weeks I've had in a while. Like busier than the last time I said I had a busy week. I'm not upset about it. It's actually been very. It's actually been very. Starting now, no more ums. It's been pretty fulfilling. I just finished editing I done did it already. Starting now. I just finished editing I just finished the first draft of a video that I was commissioned to do. Waiting for that to upload so I can send it to them for review. I've been sleepy for like the last 2 weeks. Like no matter how much I sleep, how soon I go to sleep, how late I wake up, I just been sleepy. Like perpetual sleep, rest. Like the feeling of rejuvenation of like I've had a good night's sleep. I haven't felt that in a couple weeks. Could be the weather. The sun's out today. I may go to the mall later to get. Gosh, it's really hard. It's really a challenge to not say I may go to the mall a little later, probably after recording this. Well, no, to get a hat. I want a red hat. I either want another red. I want not another. I'll either want a red LA Dodgers hat or a black Seattle Mariners hat. What I really want, what I don't think I got to get this offline is I want the Florida Marlins original logo hat, and that should be good. I got a whole list of things I want to talk about, journal about, and truth be told, I don't feel like talking today. I'm like I said, I'm sleepy. I don't feel like talking today. I don't feel like talking about. Let me look at this list again because I wrote it down. I don't feel like talking about all this stuff. Like it's a pretty lengthy list because I've seen and heard a lot this week that I wanted to talk about. And physical writing and journaling is very taxing. Granted, I did do it before, but it's just a lot of work. Like I'm not gonna get close enough so I can see it. Look at all that stuff. That's a lot of different points I want to talk about. I The Oscars was this past weekend. Sinners didn't win all the awards, but it won enough. And while I'm here on this Sinners point, I have a real issue with Christian people that didn't watch Sinners because they think it's demonic, but watch Tyler Perry movies. Sinners won Best Director, Ryan Coogler. No, not Best Director. Best Original Screenplay, Best Actor, Michael B. Jordan, Best Score, and Best Cinematography. And Autumn was the first woman to win that award in the 98 years the Oscars have been around. Interesting. And it's so crazy because you'll see. I also have to watch this interview of Barry Jenkins talking about this topic, how it's hard for original ideas to get made in Hollywood because the studios don't want to take a risk on stuff that don't already have an audience, essentially. And it's so crazy how, okay, Ryan Coogler's breakout movie, Fruitville Station, funded by way of, or Forrest Whitaker helped get that movie produced, right? Then he goes on. Ryan Coogler had to make billions of dollars in movies between Creed, Black Panther, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. He had to go make billions of dollars before being able to really make us, or not make, or tell a story he wanted to tell. Granted, I do believe what he was doing with with the Black Panther movies and the Creed movies, like these are the stories he wanted to tell. It's just Sinners is such a personal story. Let me put it like that. He had to go make billions of dollars in movies to be able to tell such a personal story to him. And it's just crazy how our Caucasian counterparts in the TV and film industry really get a blank check to make anything. It can fail, and then they'll get another check to do anything again. Pretty crazy. And it's crazy, right? We often hear the narrative that black people have to work twice as hard to be half as good or get half the acknowledgement. Michael B. Jordan had to portray two characters in a movie to win Best Actor. That's crazy. Insane. But we thank God that they got four. Sinners cinematography was absolutely stunning. One Battle After Another is a stinky movie. If you watch, like in terms of technical filmmaking, it, it's a good movie. But like once you get down to the narrative and the story and the subplots and all that stuff, that movie stinks. Anyway, what else is going on? So, as I mentioned in the last entry, I'm working on this film project, and in my research, I have learned so much to where it's like, at this point, I don't even want to make the film anymore. I just want to stop everything I'm doing and become a child advocate. And it's some really, 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 really crazy things that go on when you get to the corporal punishment thing. But I'm not finna talk about that again. I talked about it enough. It is my desire to have a first draft of this script written before March is over. That is my desire. What else? Something I really wanted to talk about, because I have like multiple versions of this on here. Oh, one thing I'm just gonna touch on now, and I'll probably make a longer. I'll probably circle back to this in some other format. Maybe a longer, maybe one of these, but a longer. Let me slow down. Maybe one of these entry videos. I'm supposed to be finding a movie to watch. Maybe one of these video journal entries will be about this topic specifically. But something I've always, I'm not going to say always, something that has troubled me at multiple points in my life for an extended period of time is not having an older sibling growing up. As I've mentioned in one of these videos, if you watch enough of the things I make or know me enough or whatever, I have older siblings that are, let me, from, I'm adding all this preface to anything, it don't matter. I think grieve is the proper word. Grieved not growing up with an older sibling in the house. Yeah, I grieved not growing up with an older sibling in the house. Because just based on how, what word I want to use? Just based on how much I cover for, not cover for, but how much I cover or guard or work as a buffer for my younger brother, um, doing things like he don't even know about or anybody even knows about, just like for his sake, and advocating for him or whatever, or just advocating for people that are younger than me. I don't. ne- I didn't grow up with it. I didn't grow up with like someone older than me being that advocate, buffer, and or just like having that person that I can talk to that is isn't necessarily an authority figure, but they are someone that I can look that has experienced what I've experienced and isn't so far removed from it. Like of course, like you can talk to your parents about some stuff, but you haven't been my age in 20 years, and yeah, and what else would I say? So yeah, that's something that has troubled or bothered me at multiple points in my life, and yeah, that's it. I just want to throw it out there. What else is on this list? Um, I went pottery painting yesterday. That was fun. And what else? Yeah, when I tell you I'm sleepy right now. It's like I'm not out of it per se. It's just talking is a lot of work, especially talking about stuff that is like quote unquote serious. There is something on here that I have written as being honest and living like your parents are dead. Do I want to? I told a friend that the cold open for this video was gonna be. Wait, let me find it because I forgot. The cold open was gonna be. Sometimes you gotta just tell your parents they don't know what they're talking about, and that's pretty wild. What I mean by that is there comes a point in every person's life that you have to be willing to actively disagree with your parents and stand on that. Because oftentimes we try to live in a way that appeases or satiates our parents. Like we often pursue different majors in college, pursue college, make different decisions, wear certain things, be certain ways. Because it's like, for up until whatever age, your parents essentially rule your life. They make all your decisions for you. And then at this, whatever point this shows up, there comes a time where you begin to either have to make decisions for yourself, desire to make decisions for yourself, or whatever means it come, whatever way it shows up, you begin to assume autonomy and agency over yourself. And it's like, while a lot of the times they do mean well, it's just it seems as if the reins or the that governing they have a hard time disconnecting from. Not that they just want to like leave you out to dry. It's just that maybe from protection. I don't know. And I think we tend to, and I mean, especially depending on how you grow up, the only type of love or validation you receive from your parents is when you did something that appeased them. Like if it seems as if you weren't loved just for existing. You know what I mean? So, and I think that thinking tends to go with us into adulthood to where it's like, oh, I wonder what my parents are thinking. I wonder how my parents are going to think about this. I wonder how my parents are going to respond to this. How they're going to receive this. And it's like, you have, because I, I feel like once we can consider but not care or allow what our parents or any authority figure has or feels about our decisions and what we think, a lot of liberation comes with that. This video, how long already? 15 minutes. And we have to keep in mind that just based off pure nature, our parents aren't going to be around forever. And then, depending again how you grew up, you always hear this: honor your mother and your father. And parents tend to like completely disregard. That is an example. I'm finna go on a rant right quick. That is a example of pure manipulation, because that same passage where it say, children, obey your parents in the Lord, well, some, honor your father and your mother so that your days may be long on the earth. The following verse, literally right after that verse, it says, fathers, do not provoke your children unto wrath. They clearly disregard where it says this. Essentially, this is the Jaquan standard version. The same respect. Children, respect your parents and live a life that is respectable to your parents. And in the same breath, parents, do right by your children. Respect them, honor them, show them honor the same way you expect that. And dang, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, depending on how you grew up, you will hear this: children, obey your parents and honor your mother and your father, so that your days may be long on the earth. Outside the manipulation, right? You can. I'm not a nice person. I'm willing to accept that. I'm not a nice person. I am a kind person. I am a generous person. I am a fair person. I respect people. I am not a nice person. To me, it is very well possible for you to, and I'm not saying this as a way to say, hey, you should disrespect your parents. You should yell at your parents. You should just completely disregard everything they say. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is you have to be okay with who you are in spite of how your parents may receive, respond, react, feel about who you are. I think the greatest way we can honor our parents is to live a life that we believe is true to us. It because And I don't even think that is like honoring your parents even is like directly related to what you do towards your parents. I'm not going like, yes, are we our own people? Do we have agency and autonomy over our own selves? Yes. Are we an extension of who we come from? Also, yes. I'm not saying you have to go out into the world with this weight on your shoulders of like, I wonder how my parents are going to see me, or how my parents are going to think, or what my parents are going to think, how they feel about this, so and so and so. If you go out and live an honest life, live an integral life, not causing harm and spreading wickedness and evil in the world, and not being all this devious stuff, that is living a life of honor. Like, you walking in the store, you hold the door open for somebody. Yeah, it's manners or whatever, but that, I believe, that is an honorable thing to do. If you, I don't know, see somebody hungry or homeless or displaced or transient, and you feed them or whatever, I believe that's an honorable thing to do. You say please and thank you. Those are honorable things to do. It is not, you can honor your parents and not do things that are directly towards them or whatever. And what if your parents are dead? Do the things you do no longer honor them, good or bad? I don't know. And I don't know. I think because, and this is gonna be my last point because this video is 19 minutes long, and I don't even think, I be looking at the analytics, and most of the average time on these videos be short. So, like I said, I don't record these or do these to get people to watch them. Is it cool if somebody watches them? Sure, but is that my main purpose? Yeah, I just need to get this stuff out. I What else am I gonna say? And maybe this is something that will come more with like, I guess, age and more independence in life, to where it's like you don't necessarily depend on your parents. Um, for I guess so. For the sake of this conversation, I do depend on my parents. At the same time, I think because of that, there is this hesitation. I don't believe like my parents like put me out or anything. It's just this internal thing to where it's like, oh, how might they respond if I like challenge something they say? Not in a disrespectful manner, of course, but it's like I don't necessarily believe that to be true, and I have evidence that supports that. So it's like, yeah, I don't think my parents are like that. It's just I just believe like the way we raised, and then you see like all these things where it's like, oh, you should be out your parents' house at 18. I don't know who came up with that. That's hot take, not a hot take. The reason why this narrative of that you should move out of your parents' house at 18 or as soon as possible is because of capitalism. Everything wrong with the world is because of capitalism, and I won't take it back. Anyway, what else was I going to say? So yeah, today at the time of this recording, Friday, going to a birthday dinner. Did one last Saturday. That was fun. But, I didn't know this many people was born in March. I'm probably. I need to eat. I haven't eaten all. I had an orange earlier. I haven't eaten all. I haven't eaten like an actual meal since last night. I had some fried rice. Yesterday afternoon, I had some buffalo chicken dip. Yesterday morning, I had some eggs and toast. I haven't had like an actual full meal, like a real meal, since Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, and that's not okay. So I'm probably gonna go eat. I need to take a nap before this dinner tonight. I was gonna go thrifting, but I'll save that for tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Oh yeah, I am probably just gonna like leave in these videos with there's been some activity on your experience credit report. Leave in these videos with thoughts or not a fear. I am a perpetually anxious person. That's funny, right? I be anxious just like in regular everyday activities and just like existing through life. In dire situations, I be the most calm I ever am. It's so funny how that works. One of my concerns, or actually two, one of my name is all right. You ready? This is how I'm going to end these journal entries or videos. My name is Jaquan, and I have a fear that when I die, there won't be any pictures of me because I am always the one taking pictures of everybody. And my name is Jaquan, and I have a fear that a lot of my relationships could potentially be because of who my parents are, and not because people actually like me for me. I don't even know why that isn't fear because I don't even have that many relationships that are by proxy of my parents. But whatever. Thank you for watching. This has been Jaquan's journal entry number 3, technically video number 4. And like I said, I'm going to stop keeping count because eventually I am going to lose count. And I don't want to have to remember something I don't need to remember. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Bye.